So let's just talk a little bit about, earlier we said, we put instructors in quotes,
Right.
and you talked about guides or consultants.
Yeah.
So if I'm not sitting in a classroom and you're not giving me the information and there aren't PowerPoint slides, what am I doing for 5 days?
Right. Well, that's the other brilliant part of this whole process that I give credit to Jim and Michele McCarthy for, and that is that because our normal work environment is about producing a product, developing a service, delivering something, making a profit for the enterprise, or if we're in a church community group or in something similar, even in the family, there's a result that is needed at any given point in time, that this whole week is based on the team producing a result. So the team has an assignment that is given to them by their bosses, the people that have hired us as guides to help the team, and the bosses want that product developed and delivered by the end of the week.
Right. And this is all part of the simulation of being in a workplace. You've got
Exactly.
a boss, you've got resources, and you as the team need to figure out
Right.
how to make the product appear on the day the boss needs it.
Right. And it's not just about producing any old thing. It's producing about a product that the boss agrees is great, that it's delivered on time, and within the budget restraints, if there are any. So the key there is that it's a product that represents the very best that the team can do in that time frame. So they've always got that goal. And the immersion, the simulation, the practice is all about how to use the rules and tools to get the delivery of that product, to make progress on delivering that product, so that at the end of the week they've done the very best they can do.
I know, and my experience with instructing many of these boot camps is what the team thinks is the very best they can do on day one is just a tiny piece of what they realize they can do by the time they need to deliver the product.
Right.
And so their learning of how to get to great and what great really means is a huge piece of why the 5 days is 5 days.
Right. And what's beautiful about the whole process is that what is true for the team is also true for the individual. And what's true for the individual is also true for the team. So as individuals, we're growing through the week. As individuals, we're developing new insights on how to be great ourselves as individuals, which all contributes to the team being that much better. To the extent that we all grow, the team grows. To the extent that we work well together as a group, the team experiences a positive result at the end of the time frame. And it also is very real in the sense that there's points in time in the week where different people are doing different things. This isn't a group hug.
Yes.
This
is hard work.
This is hard work, and it's also a situation where we learn to let go of what other people are doing in terms of controlling it or directing it or being worried about it. And we trust that what they're doing is going to be in sync with what we're doing. And so to that end, one of the first accomplishments in this week is the team to get to what we call a state of shared vision. Because through their own work in getting to that point as a group, that releases everybody from the need to feel like they have to control everything. And being in a state of shared vision, one of the outcomes of that is that you can trust that whatever work is going on with the rest of the team by other individuals at various moments in time will all come together and will all contribute to the final result properly.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing about that from a very practical perspective, and I'm a very practical person,
Indeed.
is when you can release that need to control everything, or the need to know where everyone is, or the need for everyone to be in the room at the same time, or the need to manage everything down to the last detail. All of that energy can go into being even more innovative, more collaborative, more inspired.
Yes.
And that's really where I think the shift happens on the team, is when they've left behind this need to control and they're in a state where they trust each other. Then one of the great phrases that Michele uses is creative intimacy.
Right.
So there's this beautiful ability to innovate, prototype, fix, improve, perfect, innovate again in this very sort of creative, fast, very organic environment without someone controlling and managing and no program manager, no project manager, nobody saying you go here, you go there.
Right.
The team figures it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it takes so much less time.
Well, it takes so much less time and it takes so much less energy.
Yeah.
And when you're in that beautiful zone where the energy is flowing, then time seems to stop.
Yes.
Time seems to expand. And so, there's the whole concept there that you're in effect in a time machine.
Yes.
And so you get so much extra benefit. There's so many side benefits to this phenomenon that's something that often you can't appreciate until you've seen it in action over several teams, several times. But it is a wonderful scenario where time dilates. The energy that you would have spent into non-productive behavior goes into productive behavior, into improving the product, making it great, whatever the situation may be, resolving a question. And so you've got those double benefits of renewed energy, extra time, and so on. Another phrase that Jim and Michele like to use is you move from communication state of low bandwidth to high bandwidth.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's happening is there's a lot of information changing hands very quickly in a short period of time, which also has the time compounding effect of appearing to buy time and so on.
Yeah, I loved what one of the folks who went to BootCamp said. It's like time is slowing down. It's like we're in a time machine.
Yes.
Where did yesterday go? Yeah. We got so much done.
Right.
In one day that it would take us weeks to get done.
Yeah. Yeah. And in fact, that's one of the challenges, is to let go of that legacy that certain things have to proceed at a certain pace and that product development is just naturally a long, difficult process.
Yeah.
And to suddenly realize that if you can get rid of some of the traditional barriers, that it doesn't have to be like that.
Right. And that you don't have to apply effort.
Right.
That hours worked is not going to result in a great product.
That's right. That's right. It's not about effort.
Right.
It's all about the results you get.